right, you guys, the last video review I'm going to do over the questions that I gave you to practice for 3 weeks ago. So here's the 1.3 in summary. You might just want to read this pretty quick. The major themes on the test is just to completely understand and use percents. This should be really review from middle school math, but I want to go over it because sometimes percents can be tricky, and make sure that you understand the answers that I got on the questions. So read the snapshot really quick. I'm going to go ahead and change over to the questions. The first question for 1.3 in this packet was number 12. Number 12 says an ad for a new mouth rinse says that it reduces plaque on teeth by 300%. What does this mean? Well, I hope you all realize that this is nonsense because removing 100% of the plaque already removes all of it. Okay? If you remove 100% of it, anything else that you remove is going to be straight up your own teeth, and you definitely don't want to remove your enamel. Okay, so question 15. Dr. Stat's library of literary classics includes issues of certain scholarly periodicals. The total number of issues of 4 such periodicals, Spider-Man, Soldier of Fortune, World Wrestling Federation, and Mad, together with the percentages of Dr. Stat's entire library that they comprise, are as follows. Okay, so it says that Spider-Man has, there's 156 Spider-Man periodicals, and that's 18.6% of his entire library. Fortune, there's 52, that's 6.2%, and so on. One of the percentages in the table is incorrect. So which one is it, and how are you going to find it? I wrote this one out separately, so let me switch back so you can see what I did. All right, so this is a little bit tricky. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out if the percentages are correct of the total. We don't know the total, but if you read it straight up like a percentage problem, if you take a look at this first one, which is Spider-Man, okay, it says he has 156 Spider-Man. So we want to know 156 is, I'm just going to read it in English, is means equals 18.6%, but if you write percents as a decimal, it's 0.186. So you move the decimal twice. So 18.6% is the same as 0.186. Okay. So that's when you're using calculators or just math, you need to change your percents into decimals to make sure you're getting the correct answer. So I said 156 is what percent, or is 18.6% of what, there's my variable, okay, what number, all right? So if you do this, you have 156. In order to solve for x, you have to divide both sides by 0.186, and you get that x is equal to 838.71. So this would be, what this says is 156 is 18.6% of 838.71, so approximately 839 books. 156 is 18.6% of 838 books. It's saying that he has 838 books. 156 of those are Spider-Man books, and that is 18.6%. All right, so what I did is I went down and I did that the same for each one, right? So here, 52 is 6.2%, but remember I have to change 6.2% to 0.062 right here, okay, is 0.062 of means multiply, what number, that's my variable. In order to solve this, I just need to divide both sides by 0.062. So if you look at this little calculator down here, 52 divided by, I'm actually not sure if that came up on your screen, but I'm using a calculator. 52 divided by 0.062, that answer is 838.70. Okay, and you can see that here, so I got the same answer. I did it for each one. Here, 3.1% of 26 is 3.1% of what number? That's 831. But the last one, 78, is 7% of what number? That number ends up being 1,114 approximately. So obviously, that one is the question. Oops, that is incorrect. So it is this one. And you can kind of see that because if you look here where it has 7% is 78 and 18.6% is 156, you have to know that one of these is incorrect because 156 is double 78, which means that either 156 should be 14%, double the 7%, or this should be about 9.3% or half of 18.6%. So both ways you look at it, it's going to be one of those two. You go back and find it, and it's the Mad magazine that's the one that's incorrect. Okay, in American history, 20 students failed, only 11 students failed world history. American history must be a more difficult course than world history. This statement is misleading because the measurement number of students who fail, used as a surrogate for difficulty of course, is, oh wow, I think we skipped this one on one of the other ones. So which one would this be? The number of students who fail, used as a surrogate for difficulty of course, is invalid. Okay? They could just be not studying. So that's one of those invalid questions again. Sorry, I skipped that before. Question 17. Here we have data on state population and death row prisoners. All right? It says which state has the highest number of death row prisoners relative to the size of its population. I'm going to go back to my paper. I have it written out so you can see the numbers. What it wants you to do is put all of that into, it wants you to put all of these into a ratio, okay? So I wrote it out. It's hard to see on that other paper. I wrote it out here. California is at 28,168,000. So you'd multiply that by zeros, or by 1,000 to get the actual number, add 3 zeros, which is close to 30 million population. The prisoners on death row are 247. Well, Florida has like more than half the population, but the same amount of prisoners on death row. Illinois' population prisoners, Nevada's population prisoners. If you put them all into these, if you put them all into these ratios, where California has 247 over 28,168, if I pull up a calculator, again, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but 247 divided by 28,168 equals 0.0087. If I want to turn that into a percent of the population, I'm just going to multiply it by 100. Okay, so California's only has like 0.87 of a percent, not even an entire percent of the population is on death row, right? So 0.87 approximately percent. All right, if I do that for Florida, where I have 294 divided by, and actually again, it would be way less than that because these are in thousandths instead of the millions that it actually is. It'd be 1,000 portion less than that. But Florida, 294 divided by 12,377, turn it into a percent times 100. Okay, it's going to be 2.4 approximately, so much higher in Florida percent. Illinois, I'm just guessing Florida's going to be the highest one, but let's go ahead and finish it up. Illinois would be 120 divided by 11544 times 100. 1.04% approximately. Okay, and Nevada, least of all, is going to be 45 divided by, maybe not least, I meant last of all, 1060 times 100. Oh, actually, Nevada is the answer, so 4.2% approximately. The highest one is Nevada, so if we go back to here, the answer is going to be D. And I'm not sure it's because they have a lot on death row or just because that their population is so small. But either way, there's the answer there. Oops, let's get that. Good. Okay, so next question. Is it 23? Am I skipping one here? Yep, oh, 22. In January 1997, the price of Intel common stock rose from $131 to $162 per share. Intel makes the processors for computers you've been happily using. That's nice. What percent increase is this? Okay, if you go back in your book, listen to me talk for just a minute so I can give you the exact page. You should have read already in 1.3. And it has the actual formula for doing this. I'll do it for you, of course, here. But I want to give you the page number for the formula, which is... Oh, okay. Right here, it is on page 52, down in the middle of page 52. Okay, here, let me show you. Right here. So the percent change is equal to the amount of change divided by the starting value times 100, which is kind of what I've been doing before, but there it is written out. Read through example 130 if I'm going too fast for you on this video, or if you get tired of my voice. I think it'll help you understand. What we're looking for then is, for number 22, from $131 to $162, the actual increase is $31, okay? The original that we started with was $131. So it went up, we're going to have an increase. If the money went down, it would be a decrease, obviously. So in order to find the percentage, we take 31. We're going to divide it by 131. And then we're going to take that and multiply it by 100 to be the percent. Okay. So I will have, I still don't know if you can see this, this will be interesting. 31 divided by 131, okay, times 100. And I get approximately 23.7%. Hopefully that is an answer on there. Yep, B, right here. 23.7% increase. Also, you have to read these carefully. Maybe it would have asked for the, I'll tell you later when we get there. 23, 6 years after their senior year in high school, 0.6% of the women had attained a professional or advanced degree, while 0.9% of the men had done likewise. Assuming equal numbers of male and female high school seniors, the number of men with professional or advanced degrees is what percent greater than the number of women with such degrees. Since it's out, this is easier than you think. Since this is out of the same population size, and they're already in percents, all we have to do is find the difference between these two numbers, because they're already in percents, already from the same amount group. So what we're talking about is from 0.6 to 0.9, there is a difference there of 0.3%. Again, this only works as if it says equal numbers of male and female